This time he's going to hand it off. That's Escarcega. He's in around the left side. Touchdown. Up at the 20. Now he's coming down the sideline. He gets a block. He's out to the 48. Oh, no, they're going to fake the handoff. And now under heavy pressure and coming in on the sack is going to be Connor Fry. He did that twice last week. He could go all the way. He's at the 30. He's at the 20. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Eduardo Hernandez.
Welcome back for another edition of Behind the Mask. This is Zane Powers, and I am joined by another Dumas Demon football player. I have them introduce themselves to us. Give us your name, your number, and your position.
My name's Cole Garcia. I'm number 8, and I play tight end and wide receiver.
All right. Who is your position coach?
My position coaches are Coach Kelly and Coach Linger.
Got two of them. You're so good, you got to have two.
Yes, sir.
Okay. First thing that comes to mind on these questions, okay? A lot of them we're going to be asking about players and coaches. Who's the fastest player on offense?
Luis Escarcega.
Okay. All right, Luis. What about on defense?
I'd say Emmanuel Marquez.
Seems to be the consensus. All right. All right, let's think about this. Coaches, they line up for a race. Who's going to win?
I'd take Coach Linger.
Okay. Coach Linger. What about if it was 100 yards? Still be Coach Linger?
Yeah, I think
okay.
Coach Linger. He's a track coach. I think he's got
quickness.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Dance battle breaks out in the locker room. Which player is going to win that?
I say Jacob Sines.
Jacob Sines.
Sure.
Okay. All right. What about which coach?
I think Coach Mo. Coach Mo.
Okay.
Coach Mo takes this.
Yeah. He's probably got some moves. What songs we going to find on your playlist before the game?
Yeah, I'm a country man. I like older country, George Strait.
All right.
Those kind of songs.
Some 90s country.
Sir.
So, hey, I like that. Which away stadium do you enjoy playing in the most?
I'd say Pampa, the small town
really?
vibes, the cookouts. Just
all right.
Good feeling.
Yeah. Well, let's see. We'll go there this year, too. All right. That should be good. Which away stadium do you not enjoy playing in?
Probably Plains Capital. The turf burns. Gets you.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about that this year. Playoffs.
Yes,
Playoffs. It's normally a spot there. Teammate most likely to be a bodyguard.
Keegan Ireland. Keegan.
Yeah, I would have him protect me. Teammate most likely to be in the NFL.
I'd say Keegan. His physique is crazy.
Yeah, big guy. Coach most likely to hurt themselves celebrating your game-winning touchdown.
I'd say Coach Kelly.
Coach Kelly. All right, yeah. Teammate most likely to drive for NASCAR.
Myself.
Oh, really?
I say myself. I think I'm the best one in the locker room.
Okay. All right. Teammate most likely to make a huge block on your way to the end zone.
I'd say Keegan again.
Yeah. He's going to spring you there on the outside screen pass. Tight end screen. I did it. You never know.
Never know.
maybe Coach Watt needs to put it in there. Coach most likely to tell a corny dad joke.
Coach Hernandez.
Yeah. Okay. These questions are going to be a little bit more serious. You guys playing a lot of big games. Who keeps the locker room loose for you guys?
I say Arnaldo Hernandez. No.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Sure.
That's no secret right there. Is there any special reason that you wear number 8?
There's not. It's just it started in junior high and it's just continued on.
Okay. All right. So it fits. Which senior teammate is going to have a breakout season this year? Senior.
I'd say Eduardo Hernandez.
Yeah. Hey, I think that's a good pick. Which underclassman, guy that either hasn't played much on varsity yet or a guy that hasn't played at all on varsity?
Say James Coley's really stepped up, improved a lot.
I think so. That's good. I like that pick. Last question, Cole. What has football taught you about life?
I think it's taught me a lot about life. Never, not to give up when things get hard. Just keep pushing.
Okay. Well, Cole, thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir.
Watch out for Cole, big tight end for the Demons this season.
You're watching Dumas ISD TV.
Welcome to Week 5 of the Coaches Show as the Dumas Demons get ready to take on the Bushland Falcons this week. This is Zane Powers, and I'm joined by head coach of the Dumas Demons, Aaron Dunnam.
Hey, Zane. Appreciate you having me.
Yes, sir. Good to have you again, Coach. This past week, the Demons were in a wild battle on Friday night down in Plainview. Started out the game trailing 14-0, battled back, got a 24-14 lead just into the third quarter, and then ended up falling 30-24 in a hard-fought game. Guys fought all night, falling just short. What did you see from your guys on Friday night?
You know, I thought our kids played hard. I thought, we had many opportunities. We put ourselves in a chance to, have an opportunity to win this football game. You talk about going down 14-0 there, in the first quarter, and then we did. We fought back. We scored there, and then really I liked how our offense ran. There right before half, we got in range and kicked I think a 39-yard field goal.
Yeah.
Had an opportunity before that in the first half to kick another 42-yard field goal, which went right off of the crossbar. And so I was proud of that. That's a freshman kicker, a kid that's just progressively getting better each and every day. And then, speaking of a freshman, we were led by a freshman quarterback all night long. And so I thought we saw some really good things. We came back after the second half, after being down, I think 14-10. We bounced back. We scored coming out the second half, played defense, got another score, went up 24-14. And had our opportunities all night long. And so I really like the way that our kids fought. The common denominator right now that we're seeing is any mistake right now, it's almost like the death penalty to us.
Sure.
And so that's what I've talked to our kids about. We've got to start, eliminating those mistakes. And I just believe that as we become a little bit more experienced, as we see these things and that we're falling short and where we're having mistakes and errors, if we'll continue to fix those week in and week out, I mean, we're going to get better, and we're each little mistake is not going to be. It's not going to be a touchdown, which will cause us to lose a game. It might be defensively, a mistake might be a 20-yard gain. Offensively, we have many opportunities. We had chances defensively, to get stops and get off field, which we didn't do in the second half. And then we had chances on offense. Late in the game, we missed two guys running free that would have been touchdowns and, would have won the football game. But again, as you spoke, continue to see our kids fight. We've got a group of kids that that are working really hard, trying to do what we ask of them, and trying to just execute and win football games.
I don't know that you can underplay experience, and we look at each week, and for this week, Colton was the guy that was gaining experience that he hadn't had before. As experience kind of piles on top of itself, how does that go in? As you've got a long season and you've got certain things, when you're able to look back at the end of the year, are there instances like this, like maybe this Friday night, where you go, what, we grew from that and we took those experiences and used them, later on for something?
Without a doubt. I talked to our team just the other day about that. I think if we come out, I want to win that game, but I think
Sure.
if we come out and we win that Plainview game, I don't believe we're being able to talk to our young men that are inexperienced in the game right now. I mean, we would have just said, "Hey, great job, we won the football game." We wouldn't have talked about the situations, that we're caught in that are causing us to lose games. So I do. I mean, I do think it's a great learning experience for us. Still everything that we're wanting to do is still right in front of us.
Yeah.
These games are nothing. We've got 2 more weeks here, to prepare us to get ready to open up in district play with Randall, where prior to Randall, I mean, our record will go back to 0-0. It will not matter what we've done. It'll only matter what we do from that point moving forward. And that's still where our focus is. We've got 2 more games to improve. We've got 2 more games to get better. And that's what we're talking about. That's what the team's talking about. That's what our coaching staff's talking about. Is just improving so we can, that we can have a strong district race, and and that's where we're at right now.
How much do you think this experience also goes in line with being consistent? I mean, because we've seen, some spots and some areas, some drives where it's like, wow, these guys are starting to get it. But, and then the next drive might be something completely different. So how much do you think consistency is going to kind of play in this moving forward?
I think it's very important. I mean, I think we're still learning how to do that. I mean, consistency is not something that just happens overnight. It's a process. And we talk about consistency not only on the field, but consistency in our lives. And so if we're not doing that, if we're not, it's not all about football. It's about, if you want to learn the characteristic of consistency, it's got to be something that you do in your everyday life. It's got to be something that you do at your home, and it's got to be something that you do when you're hanging with your friends. It can't be just what we're doing here in football, and I think we'll see that. You talk about in spurts. That's sort of how I feel we are right now. Honestly, the first two football, or really the first football game, we didn't see spurts of anything. And then I thought we saw some things in week 2, and I think we're seeing more and more consistency as we play, and that's the key. Pretty hot topic right now is Coach Prime, Coach Deion Sanders, and what's going on at Colorado. And I listened to him speak the other day, and he talked about in that big rivalry game that they were in, he talked about how his defense did not play well. And then the media caught on to that, and he said, whoa. I mean, we played well in spurts, but there are just certain situations, it might be one guy and it might be one play. I feel that's how we are right now. In the second half of that Plainview game, when they popped a run against us, it literally was one guy and one play, But our problem is right now, because of our lack of experience and his other 10 teammates being able to rally around and get that stopped right now, that's really, really hurting us. But I think as we get experience, the less and less that's going to hurt us, and where we're going to start playing better football.
Coach, I want to zero in on these are certain plays where I see, this is kind of what Dumas football is. The play where Eminol comes and is able to knock the ball out on, the 1 or the half-yard line, on a guy that was going in the end zone that really thought in his mind he's getting ready to score a touchdown. Talk about plays like that these guys are able to have from time to time that just really show heart and gut and effort. And
well, I think you're going to continue to see that. We've got a group of kids that play really hard. It doesn't matter where the situation is, and that was a huge play. We were able to knock that out at the 1-yard line. It goes out of bounds for a touchback, and our offense has the ball at the 20 going the other way. And so it quickly, we've got to capitalize on that a little bit more. That quickly could have made almost a 14-point swing.
Oh yeah.
We hold them from scoring 7, and we take it offensively and go down and score. I think we went down, moved the ball very effectively, and then we threw an interception on that. And so what we've got to do is really, really talk about the great effort that we got from our kids to make that happen. And then we really need to emphasize our offense going and scoring, and we really get our full opportunity out of that play. And so you're going to continue to see it. I think of the Bushland game last year, where Oliver Ortiz, I think, chased down the guy. It's just we've got a group of kids that are that are really, really inexperienced right now on playing the game and fitting into everything that we do, but they're not inexperienced on hard work and playing the game really hard. And I think we're still doing that, and I believe that we'll see the rewards from that in the future.
I do too. Who are some of the guys that you see emerging as leaders from this group right now?
Andrew Flores is a kid that I've really saw in practice this week. He's a senior, was not elected a team captain, but a kid that I believe, he's playing his first year of varsity football as a senior, but he's a kid that I really see, trying to step up and trying to do really good things. Johnny Marquez, I think, is playing really good football right now. He's a total different player than you saw week 1. He's just starting to grasp it and understand it, and he plays the game really, really hard. Keegan Ireland is a kid that I think is showing a whole lot of heart and a whole lot of effort and a lot of leadership. Cole Garcia has been very, very consistent since we started. He's not in the game. He's working through some injuries, but that hasn't changed his role as a leader on our football team. He's continued to lead, continues to be positive, and create that spark that we need on offense.
And I know that you know this as a coach. I get the opportunity to see these guys on Wednesday when we do our chaplain deal with them, and I like looking at their eyes and just kind of reading off of that. And Cole is one of those guys that if you could make plays with your eyes and how you look at things, he just is so focused. And even watching him go out to practice yesterday, and I don't know how much he's able to do and what all he's doing right now, but he if there's a guy that you want to look at in the face and know, is he locked in? Is he ready to lead? I mean, he's got that.
He is. He's soaking every word that is said. He's soaking it up and he's taking it in, and you can see that, and you can see that in just the way that he leads our team. I can't wait to get him back full speed because he's a big part of what we do on the offensive side of the football. But his leadership, even through some of these trying times and through some of this adversity, has just been a really breath of fresh air, and really, really excited about, what he's bringing to the table, not just in his ability to play the game, but more importantly, his ability to lead and his ability to influence others.
Yeah, I agree. It's just neat to see those guys and kind of see that, especially as a senior, and and they know that this is their time, this is their year.
Without a doubt.
Well, Coach, back on the road this week, playing in the stadium that Dumas has never played in. It doesn't happen much around here, and so going to get the opportunity to do that on tonight. We traveled down and play a team that's ranked number 12 in Class 3A Division I in the Bushland Falcons. They're 3-1 on the season. It's a team with just a high octane motor. I don't know if there's a better way of describing how they do things. And it's a group that's been successful over the past few seasons. What are you looking for out of tonight's opponent?
As you speak about high octane, they're high octane on both sides of the football. They do play the game extremely hard, and that's why they've had a whole lot of success. They're a very experienced quarterback that really, really runs their system really well. He was good as a junior, and he's better now as a senior. Just a lot of confidence. As they lost some kids from last year, it just proves what they have. They are system kids. They bring kids up from the JV. They fit right into their system and what they do, and they continue to execute at very high rates. We understand that. We know they're a good football team. Their one loss comes to a very, very talented Canadian team that's has won a lot of games themselves, and so. We're what I want to see is I just want to see our kids grow. I want to see us, fix the things that the issues and areas that we had last week. And really, what I want to see is I just want to see our kids play extremely hard as we prepare to just take our opportunity, just take advantage of these opportunities that we have to get us prepared for the district race. This is still what this game is. I want to be able to, take away some of their aggressiveness. I want to see us on the offensive line be able to match their intensity and match their aggressiveness and speed off the football. I think if we can do that on the offensive line, I think we're going to be successful. We have to take advantage of our one-on-one opportunities we're going to get. They are a 10-1 defense. They're going to be extremely aggressive. They're going to put guys in every gap, and they're really going to get off the football, and they're going to play man coverage in the back end. We've got to take advantage of that and be able to, to win one-on-one battles. Defensively, we're going to have to, I think it's real important that we just, we eliminate the big play. They are a very attacking offense. They really like the deep ball. They throw fast screens really well, and so we're going to have to be really good at defending that and just making them earn everything that they get. I think if we can eliminate the home runs and the big shots defensively and, and just make them drive the football, I think we're going to see success.
You just touched on this. Defensively, what you really think is key for that Dumas is going to do. I mean, when we play, a team like Bushland, and it's not a district game, and so there's not the urgency of we have to do these things. We need to win this game, for seeding and playoffs and all that kind of stuff. But it's a good test of that gets you ready for maybe some things that you could see down the road on a different scale, like let's say Hereford or Canyon are going to do something similar to what you're going to see down the road. So does that kind of a little bit go into how you kind of attack things of going, this is maybe something we can use later?
Without a doubt. I mean, I think every game that we play is an opportunity. What we're really looking for here is just to take steps forward. We've got to, if we are going to get the experience that we need to get, and we're going to get these young men playing at the level that we need to get them play, with an opportunity to win a district championship, we're going to have to play well against teams like Bushland. We're going to have to, they're good. They're really good at what they've done, at what they do, and the offense and the defense that they run, and it really fits their kids. And so we're going to have to, we're going to have to buckle it up and just take steps forward. March forward, make the plays that we made. Fix the, maybe the alignment issues on defense. We're going to have to. I'm really excited just about a good football team coming in. Again, we got a freshman quarterback. I'm excited to see him get in the arena, in this type of a football game, an aggressive defense that's really going to put pressure on us. And I'm looking forward to him executing because he'll do nothing but grow from that. He'll get better. And the only way that you get better is you get put in these situations so you can grow.
Yeah, I agree, Coach. Offensively, what do you think is going to be key for Dumas to do to move the ball and to score against Bushland?
I think we're going to have to, to be able to neutralize their aggressiveness on the defensive line. We're going to have to do a really good job of getting off the football, being able to, I think, win one-on-one battles is very, very important no matter where it is, whether it's on the offensive line or whether it's our receivers trying to get open versus their DBs, or it's, maybe one guy that we have unblocked and we've got the running back on their guy. We're going to need to win those one-on-one battles because we're going to get put in them all night long versus this, this aggressive Bushland defense. And so winning one-on-one battles and getting off the football and being extremely aggressive.
I know for us, it's not necessarily been, something where you can go in, every couple of years when you start building a schedule and you're just like, well, we want to play them, we want to play. I know a lot of that's just been like, well, here's who we've got to play because here's the only teams that'll show up against us that are, that are willing to play us. And that shows by who, the game that we've got next week.
Sure.
It's tough to find teams and schedule and do. But you kind of sit back now, and I know this is the second year of this schedule, but you look at Lubbock Cooper, who I think they're 2-2 right now, but they're a really good team that's going to go deep in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. You look at Lubbock Estacado, who's a top 10. I think they're ranked number 8 or 7 right now in Class 4A Division I. They're undefeated. You look at Plainview, who is undefeated right now. Bushland comes in 3-1. Their only loss is to Canadian, and Canadian's going to beat a lot of teams this year. And you look at the schedule that we've got, and you kind of go back now and go, man, the non-district schedule that we have set up. You've got the rivalry game with Perryton sure.
that
I hope is on the schedule infinity years.
Sure.
And outside of the El Paso Austin game, which is a game that you had to find if you wanted to play 6 non-district games. I'm not sure that you could have just said and lined up, here's the toughest schedule that I can find for you guys. Let's go and let's see what we've got.
I think it is, and every year is going to be different. We're playing with an inexperienced football team right now, but that doesn't mean that we can shy away from the games we have to play.
Sure.
I believe that I think that says some things about our football program. I think that we've got it heading in the right direction. We've done some things in the past 10 years that have allowed us to to start playing some really good football, and I do think it's affected our schedule and who we play and what we do. Mm-hmm. But we are a little bit geographically, we're isolated a little bit, and we only have certain opportunities to play. You've got the Lubbock schools, you've got the Amarillo schools, who are all, majority of them are in the 5A district, and then but again, all we can do is get ready for the games that are on our schedule, and we do have some tough ones. We have some really tough ones, but great opportunities in front of us to learn and play. I'm a coach. I want to win every football game that we play in, but I do believe that there are learning opportunities in every one, and whether it's a W or whether it's an L, there are learning opportunities, and that's really where our focus is right now. Is just getting these learning experiences every week, teaching our kids, keeping kids that are still fighting for our goal. Our goal is still to win a district championship, to make a long playoff run. All of it's still in front of us, regardless of our pre-district schedule.
Sure.
And we're just using these opportunities to get better.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, and for those of you who are watching, who maybe you followed Texas Panhandle football, maybe you don't. What you're going to see as the Demons go onto the field in just a little bit, this is going to be a packed stadium. The Bushland shuts down for what's going on in town, and I know that I think for their first 2 games they've sold out of tickets on their side, and we saw that last Friday night in Plainview, where their fans were sitting in the middle of our fans on our side.
It was.
And so it's going to be an incredible atmosphere again. It's going to be just we talk about opportunity. It's going to be another great opportunity
Great
for
opportunity.
the Demons to step out and compete.
Agree. Excited about it. Excited about anytime too. You talk about our schedule. And we're playing these teams that are really, really good, and so the chances of them having a pretty packed crowd is going to be really high. And I'm excited about it. Yeah. Excited that our kids get in this arena. Excited. I'm ready. I'm ready to get our kids on the field. I'm ready to to see what we've fixed in the last week from playing Plainview, and really excited about the opportunity.
I hope that our guys understand, and I think they do. Like, not everybody gets the opportunity to play in front of the crowds that we played in front of. We had an incredible homecoming crowd a couple weeks ago, and then sold out stadium last week. It's probably going to be another sold out stadium this week. It's awesome for these guys to be able to do that week in, week out.
It is, and I'm excited about it, and I think we've got to definitely look at our opportunities, and make sure that we are that we don't miss any of them. That we don't forget what we're trying to do here. Still trying to grow young men. Still trying to help them handle adversity. Help them play to the next play. Help them learn. It's more about the guy next to me than it is about me. All of those things. I've said it before. I really don't like it, but I do believe your opportunity to teach young men is a lot greater through losses than it is through wins. I just think if we're sitting here at 4-0, I don't think we have the opportunities to teach our young men the things that we need to teach them now. I'm not going to exchange that. I would love to be sitting here 4-0 right now, but we're not. And I do think our kids are having some great opportunities to learn and make themselves better. And I know we're getting better at the game of football. And now our whole charge is that we get better at the game of life as well.
Yeah, well, it's funny that you say that, because as I was preparing for what I was going to talk to the team on Wednesday about, one of the quotes that I came across was from Vince Lombardi that said that exact thing. That he felt like his teams learn more in their losses than they did from their wins, and he won more than anybody else.
Sure. I totally agree in that, and I wish it was the other way. I wish we could still learn as much from losses or from the wins than we do losses, but I just don't think that's how it is. But there is no substitute for hard work, and I think our kids understand that.
Thank you for watching Dumas ISD TV. Be sure to check out these upcoming Dumas ISD events.
You're watching Dumas ISD TV.
Favorite vacation spot during the summer?
I'm not a huge vacation guy. I mean, I'm usually training another football team to get ready, but we do give our kids and our coaches 10 days off. We have for a long time, our family has went when we go on these vacations. We go to Orange Beach or over there to Alabama. But this last year we went over to Florida, to the Florida beaches.
Yeah.
It was really good. I mean, beautiful beaches. Looks like you're almost in a different country. But it's a good time. It's a good few days to get away, and really like those.
Yeah. Describe what a road game schedule looks like on a Friday for Demon football for the coaches, but also for the team. So kind of go through what a timeline looks like on a Friday game day, road game.
Sure. So, I mean, road game or home game, I mean, it all starts here. We're here as a coaching staff early. Usually coaches are showing up about 5:30 in the morning. We have an opportunity to put the game film on from our JV and our freshmen. We all watch that as a staff, offensively and defensively. We try try to evaluate that and look at maybe what they were doing, against our freshmen, our JV. Just used another opportunity to coach our kids. We watched that together. Friday morning, we bring our JV, and our JV comes in. They're doing what we call our film and flush out. They're getting a lift. They're running, getting the lactic acid out of their body. Our varsity's coming in at 7 o'clock, and we're lifting weights. We lift on game day, so we hit the weight room after that. This is a really cool opportunity that we've done here is we eat breakfast as a team. We've got a lot of parents that come up and support and help and really serve with our kids, and it's just been a great opportunity for our parents that do that to really connect with their kids in a total different way than maybe they would. Our kids love it. Our kids are very fortunate to have this group of parents that come up and do that. And then we go to class. Our coaches are still teaching class on Friday. Our kids are going to class while all at the same time trying to, get their minds focused and get and ready to play a football game. We usually leave early. We get everybody on the bus. We get out of town. We hit the road. The bus rides are quiet. It's an opportunity for kids to focus. It's an opportunity for coaches to focus. The buses are quiet. Some kids get some sleep. Some kids, watch video. Some kids listen to music. And then about 30 minutes out of the town wherever we're going, we get the bus up. So I think it's real important that our kids, I think it's important that they rest if they want to, but at the same time, we got to get them, out of that and get them woke up. Right when we get there, we get into the locker room. We have a pregame meal. Usually have Subway sandwiches. Our kids get an opportunity, to get some food in their system, get some drinks. And then at 4:15 we walk the field. At that time we go out. It's usually by position group. This is player led. I'd like to say if you watch any NFL or any college pregame, those players are out there, just really going through their own stuff, doing their own things, preparing themselves. It is definitely, it's a little relaxed, but it's not any goofing around. Kids are in their position groups, they're warming up, they're getting their legs ready. We're catching the ball, we're kicking the ball. Our linemen are together, going through their offensive schemes, and we do that usually for about 30 to 45 minutes. I meet up, I talk to them. Before we go into the game, and then the pregame process starts like that. Usually have about 45 minutes before our first group goes out. First group comes out, which is usually our quarterbacks and our specialists. We go out, our quarterbacks warm up, our special teams, we work through all phases of special teams, our kickers, snappers, holders, punters, returners. We go through all that, and then our second group comes out, which is all of our receivers, our quarterbacks, receivers, and our centers are snapping, going through our pregame warm-up there. And then the third group comes out, which is the rest of the team. We go through a warm-up process there. We go through offensive defense, and then we're back in the locker room usually about 30 minutes before the game kicks off, and then we're out. And then that's our routine on the road.
Yeah, I think it's neat. I think people need to understand that when many people go and show up to a game, they see what happens at 6:45 to the rest of the game.
Just when we're coming out and running through the run through.
Yeah, and it's something that for you guys, I'm here with the parent group that cooks with the breakfast, and we show up right after 6. And you guys are heavy on to watching film and watching what's going on. And the day has started a long time, even before 6 o'clock in the morning. It
has. It usually starts at. Those coaches. We have a group of coaches that get up here and work out. Even before that, and so. Our day probably started at 5 a.m. And then it goes. Our coaches drive the buses, and so they're driving the bus back, and sometimes getting back to the field house at 1 o'clock in the morning. After that, we get all of our cloth washed and everything turned in, uniforms washed. Our junior high staff stays up here and starts inputting the video and breaking it down so we can watch it the next morning, early at 6:30, 7 a.m. And so there's a lot that goes into it. It's very, very little of it that actually our fans see, when they come to a football game.
Yeah, I think that the casual fan has no clue kind of what happens during the week. They might think practice and whatever, but sure. it's an all-day affair that happens every single day, even on game day.
It does. Yeah, game day where you think not a whole lot's going on, we're just getting ready to play.
Yeah. Coach, what makes it so special to coach here in Dumas?
I think just the makeup of our kids, and our families. I just believe that we have families that have grown up and been raised to work hard. You know, I don't think that there's any. You know, you can be super talented, but there is no substitute for hard work. And I think our kids understand that in my time. Very, very excited, very, very thankful for, you know, just our community and their value of education. I think that this is you know, our football team, I can't express this as much as I don't believe that we're anything different. I know there's a lot of places or maybe a lot of teams that believe that they're separated from the educational system, and we're not. We're just a piece of it. We understand that this is just another avenue, you know, to teach our kids, maybe a little bit different than the math classroom, but it's no different. We're still teaching our kids out here just like we're being taught in math and English class, and we are just an extension to that so we can become better students inside the classroom. I think our kids' ability to listen, and you know that we've created a very service-based program where our kids know that our job is not to win football games. I mean, it is not. I mean, I want to, and I want to win really bad, and I can't stand losing, but that really isn't our ultimate job. Our ultimate job is to do what we were meant to do on this earth, and that is to serve others. And so we get to do it through the game of football. I mean, our kids need to understand that I do what I do for the man next to me, not for me. And if I believe that if we will get that type of a heart and that type of a mindset, the skies are the limit for us in life. And so I appreciate this community, and I think that's the best thing about this, and why this place is special is because, you know, our community values the education system. They value these opportunities that we have, you know, to coach these young men. And so I think that's why it's special.
Yeah, and I think that there's still special days that are still in store.
Agree.
So maybe the most important question we're going to ask today: best candy bar known to man?
Reese's. Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
You talking about the cups?
The cups.
Okay, all right.
The cups. I don't know if that's a candy bar, but it's
well, it's in the candy bar
section. No, yeah, it's not anywhere different, but without a doubt,
it is chocolate and peanut butter.
It is.
Yeah, I like that. I can go with that. Let's talk about. We're going to do some predictions. A lot of the teams that we played are playing each other this week, so we're not going to pick any of those games. They're playing district opponents. Sure. So it's going to tell us a lot, I think, this week. The first game, though, is really interesting. Is both teams that we scrimmaged are playing each other this week. Lubbock Coronado going to travel up and play Caprock. I
think we've just seen Lubbock Coronado progress a little bit more. I know Caprock's a very inexperienced team. They knew that coming in. I had the opportunity a little bit to watch them a little bit last Thursday against Canyon. I think Lubbock Coronado's playing better football right now, and I'm going to take Lubbock Coronado in this one.
I agree. Caprock is still kind of figuring things out. I know their coach has been there.
Sure.
He's not new to Caprock, but he is new to being the head coach, and I think they're still a little bit figuring things out there. I agree with you, Coronado. This one, to me, these next two, I think are highlight games for the Panhandle. West Plains traveling down to play at Lubbock Estacado.
Really good football game. I know this is going to be, and I think it boils down to, I think Lubbock Estacado has a really good defense. They're super aggressive, fly around and play great defense. I think this is going to boil down, really to which offense will expose the other. I know West Plains has got a really good offense, got a really good quarterback. And that might be the difference in this. I think if West Plains is able to move the football, and limit Estacada's ability to big play them, even on defense, they do a really good job of that, of rallying to the football and creating turnovers and those type of things. I think this is going to be a really, really good football game, and I don't know. I'm going to take the home team, Lubbock Estacado.
Yeah, this game to me kind of puzzles me a little bit. I haven't seen West Plains play. I haven't watched any of their games. I've just seen their scores. And they do have the tendency to give up some points. And if you have the tendency to give up some points, guess what Lubbock Estacado loves to do?
Score points.
Score points.
In the 60s almost every game.
And so I agree. I think Lubbock Estacado at home, they were a little bit sluggish coming out last week against Levelland, and then just completely put the gas down, and I think that Lubbock Estacado is going to come out at home too.
Me too.
This next one, huge game. It's maybe always the biggest game in the Panhandle as far as people watching and going to. It'll be packed out, no doubt, on Friday night. Tascosa at Amarillo High.
Big football game. I think Tascosa. I think they officially claimed last week as not a loss.
Sure.
But lost to a really, really hot and good Hereford team right now. I think Amarillo High has a little bit more momentum right now. And again, my brother coaches there, so I'm not going to pick against them. I'm taking Amarillo High.
Picking Amarillo High every time they play. I don't care if they're playing Duncanville. Picking Amarillo High. I'm excited. I don't know. What Chad thinks about having to play Tascosa, because I know that those rivalry games sometimes are just stinky, especially
They're tough.
If it's you're in the same school district and all those things. I know for a while even Canyon and Randall didn't like playing each other just because of kind of of that rivalry stuff. But I think it's going to be a fun game.
It is, and Chad coached at Tascosa, coached under Coach Plunk.
That's
and
true.
So,
I forgot about that.
There's that connection there as well. And I'm sure I'm sure they both like to get after each other. I mean, they're both very competitive, and so it's a great opportunity. It's not always real fun, but it's part of it.
We're not going to pick these next games, but they all involve teams from our district and some of the teams that we played as well. Midland Greenwood going to travel up and play at Canyon. Greenwood has struggled this season for the record, but I still think they're a pretty good football team.
They are, and they're again, like we talked about, just new staffs. They're going through a new staff. They're working through some things. I think probably trying to find their identity and who they are, with this new staff. Offensively, I've seen them do some really good things. I've just seen them on video a little bit. I think Canyon's playing with a lot of energy, a lot of excitement right now. Sure. They beat Caprock last week, and so I think this will be a good football game, and really excited and anxious to see how this comes out.
This one to me is another interesting, good football game between Perryton and Pampa. It's a couple teams that are kind of limping into this one. And I think, though, at the same time, they're two football teams that want to show something.
They do.
And it's fixing to be one of those, I think, type of games where you've got two cars that are running full speed and going to run into each other. It's going to be interesting to see what happens and who comes out of this one.
It is. I sort of think this is somewhat here lately has turned into almost a rivalry game as well. They both play. I mean, I can remember for the last 3 to 4 to 5 years, just been really close ball games that maybe been determined by one play. And so I think this one will be as well. I know both are hungry, for a win, and both really excited for the opportunity. And I think it'll be a really good football game.
I agree. In this one, a little bit in the same way as far as I think, Randall's been playing well over the last couple weeks. Looks like they're starting to get things figured out under Coach Sherwood. And Palo Duro kind of comes in that same way of hungry team that, I think is just on the edge of maybe trying to do some things that are really good. And so they're playing a home game against Randall. It's really kind of a cross-town game, and I think it's going to be an interesting one as well. I do think Randall has sort of, found their stride a little bit, playing good football right now. But you look at last week's game, that was called, I guess, in the third quarter. But Palo Duro was leading 14-7 on West Plains, and so both play good football. I think Palo Duro's got to find a way, maybe to limit their mistakes. I think that's been something that's really hurt them here in the last few games. I think they've got the ability and the potential, to win and play good football, and I think this will be a good football game. This last one, I don't know. I have no idea how this game's going to turn out. Hereford is just I don't know that there's been any team that's hotter right now in the Panhandle. But then you turn around and look at Plainview, and you could almost say the same thing about them. Plainview's done what they've needed to do in their first 4 games. They've found ways to win. Both of these teams are different from what they've been in the past, and they're both playing really well. Both teams are 4-0. Plainview has to travel to Hereford, which is a tough place to win.
Sure, it's a tough place to win. Both of them playing good football. These staffs have done a really good job of making that turnaround and really getting their kids to believe in what they're doing and how they're playing. I think they're both playing really good football. I think Hereford might have played a little bit tougher schedule moving into this thing, and we all know that Hereford's really, really tough to play at home. Yeah. And so I think this is going to be a really good football game played between two really good football teams.
I do too. I think it's going to be really interesting to see. I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye out on what happens there. I know you guys will too.
We will.
For sure, 100%. Well, Coach, thanks for joining us again this week. We've got an awesome one that's getting ready to kick off here against Bushland as the Demons take on the Falcons.
We do. Appreciate you having me. Appreciate the opportunity just to talk about our program, show a little bit, behind the scenes maybe that people don't see, and really excited about our game tonight.
All right, well, stay tuned to kickoff. Got a Wild West showdown getting ready to go down between the Dumas Demons and Bushland. Kickoff right after this.
You're watching Dumas ISD TV.